Hello everyone, good day. I'm Yuri Weideman. I'm the solutions engineer for the North American region from Lightware LiDAR, and I'm excited to be in this event with you. Let's do a quick systems check. In the Q&A box below, please let me know if you can hear me okay and if everything is working right on your side. And while you're doing that, let me know where you are joining us from. I'd be excited to see who's here and who's joining us this evening or this day, depending on where you're joining us from. San Jose, great, perfect. Pretoria, that's great stuff. So we've got people all over the place, all the way in America, and South and North America, as well as European, Argentina. That's great. So you can hear me okay. That's great. While everybody's settling in, I'd like to just tell you a little bit about myself. After leaving the Navy, I spent most of my career in electrical and control and instrumentation in heavy industrial manufacturing spaces, working with and for some of the leaders in manufacturing in the world. After doing that for some time, I'm very thrilled and excited to be part of the Lightware team and being able to work with some of the leaders in aerospace and aviation, like the Lockheed Martins or the NASA's, or even Freefly systems. We will get to them in a minute. It is exciting to be here and be with you. But before we dive into introducing our panelists this evening or today, wherever you're joining us from, I'd like to just handle a few housekeeping items. Firstly, this session is being recorded, and anybody who attends this meeting will get the link for the recording. And then secondly, our engineers are on standby. So if you have any questions, drop them in the Q&A box and we'll be happy to answer those questions for you. And then lastly, toward the end of the webinar, we will be handling or doing live answers on some of your questions. And those we don't get to, we will respond via email or text after the webinar today or tomorrow. With the logistics out of the way, I'm proud to announce Nadia Nilsen, our Lightware Group CEO. She's been involved in the LiDAR and LRF industry for more than 20 years, joining Lightware in 2015 as CFO, then COO, and taking the reins as CEO in 2023. I'm happy to announce and introduce Nadia Nilsen. Nadia, over to you.
Thanks, Yuri, and thanks for giving away my age. And hello to everyone for joining us for this session today. We have some exciting insights and news to share with you today. Since 2012, Lightware has been at the forefront of UAV technology, developing ultralight, highly compact micro-LiDAR distance sensors specifically designed for drone applications like above ground level measurement, terrain following, position hold, detect and avoid, and SLAM. Today, we're going to explore how precision distance measurement is transforming the UAV industry and why keeping your distance has never been more powerful. To discuss these advancements and more, I'm excited to introduce our guest, Thayne Kollmorgen from Freefly Systems, a company that's redefining UAV technology. Thayne will be sharing his insights into how laser rangefinders are shaping the future of drones and autonomous systems. Thayne, are you with us?
Hello. Yeah. Great
Welcome.
to be here. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Thayne Kollmorgen. I'm a sales engineer here at Freefly. Freefly has been around in the drone industry now for probably over a decade, so we're quite experienced. We originally got our start in the film and cinema industry. That's where the founders actually met on a set and started building drones for their own needs. And a couple of things that were really important there were reliability and good control of the aircraft. So those are kind of basically some things that we brought forward all the way to today. Now we're making more enterprise level drones.
Thanks, Thayne. That is super exciting, and you guys really are at the cutting edge of this type of technology. And your technology is driving some of the most advanced UAV applications today. What key trends are you seeing in the industry that are shaping the way drones operate?
So I think there's a couple, but one that's probably most relevant here is that the payload is becoming just more and more fancy and complex and able to do more and more interesting things. So, at the beginning, we started out with just a RGB camera, but now I think people are packing all kinds of stuff into the payload to unlock a whole bunch of different use cases. And so I think that's just going to kind of continue. And the bar is really high too. So customers really want something that's nicely integrated together, works right out of the box, isn't going to take all this headache and time to set up. So that's really a big one, I think, that's going to keep going.
So laser rangefinders are becoming an essential tool in UAV applications, such as search and rescue and wildlife monitoring and law enforcement. Thayne, from your perspective, how are laser rangefinders transforming the drone technology, particularly in gimbal applications?
Yeah, so I think a good way to look at this is it's sort of a similar situation as to when mouses were created for computers. When computers started, you were just basically interfacing on a terminal. There's no way to really interact with the screen. And so you were limited to certain use cases. But once you added the mouse, you had all these different applications that basically changed the where software could be written. You could have UIs based off of it and everything. And laser rangefinders are kind of doing something similar with payloads. You started off with a payload that's just kind of taking in the environment. You can't really do anything besides that. You're just looking at what's going on. But with a laser rangefinder, you actually get to start interacting with what you're seeing. Whether that means you're going to be looking at something or measuring something, you get to now. It basically changes the way that you can interact with what's out there. And one anecdote I'll give that people are using laser rangefinders in with our industry is with wildfires. So they'll go through and do some controlled burning. They'll then want to go back and make sure, hey, is this burning all out? Do we still have fires anywhere? And they'll actually kind of create almost like a digital whiteboard by using the laser rangefinder to point out a highlight and basically create like a map in real time with the laser rangefinder. So it's becoming one of these essential add-ons to have with your payload.
Well, I've never thought of it like that. It's clear that an accurate distance measurement is a game changer. At Lightware, we are committed to making high-performing laser rangefinders accessible for every UAV application. And that brings me to our latest innovation, the GRF-500. It is the second product in our GRF series of mid-range laser rangefinders specifically designed for seamless gimbal integration. But before we dive into the details of the GRF-500, let's take a quick look at how Lightware's distance sensors are helping others to change the world. Our purpose is simple. We provide enhanced perception to machines enabling them to operate more effectively for the advancement of humanity. And we do this by providing compact, powerful, and accurate micro-LiDAR distance sensors and laser rangefinders for uncrewed systems. And today, we're taking that mission a step further with the launch of the GRF-500. UAV gimbal systems play a crucial role in search and rescue operations and disaster management situations and provide critical situational awareness for law enforcement and security. They are invaluable tools for wildlife preservation, as well as intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance systems. Before the GRF series, there were no high-performing, reputable mid-range laser rangefinders on the market that were both well-suited for small gimbals and optimized for space, weight, and cost. But that has changed. When integrated into gimbals, the GRF-500 works in harmony with other sensors, like high-resolution cameras and thermal images, to deliver a comprehensive view of the object. The LRF provides precise distance data that enhances the focus of the camera systems, especially over long ranges and in challenging lighting conditions. Additionally, this depth measurement allows for accurate localization and dynamic tracking of the observed object. By performing automated triangulation, your gimbal system can precisely calculate the GPS coordinates of the object and relay this information to ground control, supporting whatever action your mission requires. So let's have a closer look at the GRF-500.
This is the GRF-500. This sensor has a form factor of about 1 inch squared and is less than an inch high. It has 2 connection ports, one for USB-C to allow connection with the computer and a port for the sensor's communication and power cable. The front face of the sensor is IP67 rated. The lenses are meant to be exposed with a sealing surface for integration using a gasket. The GRF-500 unit is shipped with a communications cable, which you will find in the bottom of your packaging box. And there you have it, at less than 0.4 ounces, all in the palm of your hand.
Thank you, Sammy. To bring this to life, Andres Kuman, our product portfolio manager, and Mohit Murar, our technical support manager, went on a day trip to create a demo video for us, showing just how precise the GRF-500 really is. Let's have a look.
For today's flight, we mounted the Lightware GRF-500 to the bottom of Lightware's test hexacopter. That gave us a starting height of just under half a meter from the ground. The aim was to get a visual representation of what the world looks like from approximately 500 meters or 1,640 feet up in the air. The location we selected for this flight was a secluded game farm property located in a valley in between two rather imposing mountain ridges and accessible only via a dirt road. With the protection of steep cliffs on either side and the approval of the landlord to fly test flights, we were set for our flight. Even though the mountain ridges provided ample protection on either side, we set our flight ceiling for today at 480 meters, just under the maximum height of 500 meters that the GRF-500 is capable of accurately measuring. We did, however, receive some vocal complaints at the start of the mission from the resident troop of baboons, who signaled their utter displeasure at the noise our drone was making as it descended. Even though the GRF-500 can provide up to 10 readings per second, we pruned down the number of readings gathered and are displaying only 1 reading per second for the purposes of this video. Now, as we ascend through 200 meters or 650 feet above the ground, the view of the valley below widens out, and the even large objects like cars shrink significantly. As a gimbal rangefinder, the Lightware GRF range of devices will typically be integrated into a gimbal. In those cases, the power of the rangefinder is not necessarily only for downward-facing applications, but more often tilted forward at an angle. That is where the extended range of the GRF-500 shows its power, as it gives the operator the flexibility of increased flying height and the accuracy and range for forward-facing applications. This makes the GRF range ideal in search and rescue missions, where the ability to accurately determine the GPS coordinates of someone in need is the difference between life or death. At a mere 10.7 grams or 0.377 ounces, the GRF-500 contributes a negligible amount of weight to the airframe while consuming only a mere 0.6 watts of power. This is crucial for ensuring extended flight time and range. Our test location has limited tree coverage. However, it is worth noting that the GRF range of laser rangefinders has a unique ability to provide distance measurements of up to 5 objects in its path. The first pulse reading will be the object closest to the rangefinder. That would typically be the top of a tree, whereas the last pulse would be the distance to the ground. The 3 readings between the first and last pulse would represent objects in the middle, like branches. As we reach the apex of our planned mission, we see the feet of the drone retracting as it hovers in place for a few seconds, providing us with a beautifully unobstructed view of the valley below. Once the hover program is completed, the descent program starts and the landing feet is locked back into position.
And there you have it, folks, 480 meters of natural targets with the brand new GRF-500. And I'm just blown away at how small things appear when they are 500 meters away. Thayne, you've worked with many drone applications. How do you see the GRF-500 being useful in real-world scenarios?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough because the list is honestly very long, but the two that I think are good examples are one, if you can kind of imagine yourself in like a tactical environment, whether this is going to be like a SWAT standoff situation or maybe a military or ISR situation. You've got 2 things going on that you really want. One is you're going to have people on the ground that are going to be in dangerous situations. You're going to need to be communicating with them closely and getting them really good information so they don't get harmed. And 2, you want to have a drone be at a safe standoff distance from whatever's happening down on the ground there. So having this kind of range is a really big deal there because you can maintain that standoff distance while still accurately providing the boots on the ground with accurate information about where, either people who need to be rescued are, or maybe where there's a threat. So you've got to you're tackling both sides of that really thorny, kind of tricky situation. And then secondly, I think another good one is with any sort of wildlife management. So some of our customers, they are in the marine wildlife space, and these are sensitive animals. They're not, I mean, you guys had the baboons who were getting upset with you, but if you're trying to do accurate counting of populations or reading and trying to understand what's happening with those animals, if you get too close, then you're going to scare them, right? So again, being able to take your readings, do the collection information that you need to do while maintaining a large standoff becomes important. It could keep going. I mean, this is also true in the transmission use case as well. I mean, the RF coming off of those lines can be very significant. That can affect the way that the drone operates and performs and can create, a crash situation. So again, standoff distance just matters. You need to be far away, but you still need to be able to get that data. And that's traditionally been kind of this trade-off that people had to play. But as instrumentation gets better, now you no longer have to sacrifice one way or the other. So those are kind of the things that come to mind for me when I think about this.
And that's exactly why we designed the GRF-500, a highly accurate laser rangefinder that seamlessly integrates with gimbal systems for mission-critical UAV applications. An evolution on the GRF-250 offering this 500-meter range in the same compact form factor. And we have a few beta GRF-500 devices already in the field with our customers, and the feedback we've received from that has been phenomenal. In fact, we have a GRF-500 on its way to Tanzania to go and count some game tomorrow and keeping the planes away from the animals. We listened to industry feedback and engineered a solution that delivers reliable long-range precision without compromising on size, weight, and cost. And I'm sure Thayne will agree that when it comes to UAV operations, having a rangefinder that provides consistent real distance data is a game changer. Whether it's enhancing camera focus, improving object tracking, or enabling precise geolocation, the GRF-500 fills a crucial gap in the market. What makes it even more exciting is that this level of precision and performance is now available at an affordable price point. Now, let's open the floor to some of our questions. Please, if you have not dropped your questions into the Q&A, do so. Even if we don't answer them live, we will get back to them and we will answer you even after the webinar. So please do post those questions. Let me have a look at some of those questions. Let me just grab this here. Will the laser from the LiDAR be visible with night vision goggles? And how can you protect against being spotted with night vision goggles? That is a brilliant question. We actually have had some of these discussions with our customers in the past. And while the laser rangefinder is pulsing and measuring, it will most probably be visible with infrared sensitive night vision goggles. However, one of the standard features on the GRF series is that you can mute or blank the firing through software control. So in essence, you can switch it on for a few seconds to get the measurement and then switch it off. And that will allow you to fly mostly in total darkness with a slight twinkle in the background now and again as you switch the laser on. Right, let's look at the next question. Can the LiDAR be mounted behind glass? Another great question. All of Lightware's products are actually designed for the lenses to be exposed. This is our peak performance where the lenses are exposed. And the area around the lenses are all IP67 rated specifically for that purpose. However, if it is absolutely necessary for you to mount the products behind glass, please make sure that the glass is non-reflective coated, but allows for the 905 nanometer wavelength light that we use to pass unobstructed. And again, please look at our product guide for all the detail we've provided around optimal positioning of the LiDAR behind glass. Our product guides are available on our website right now, and it provides full detailed specifications of the GRF-500, as well as all the mounting information that you might need for that application. Okay, I think this is going to be our last question. How does the rangefinder help with photography? I just happen to have a photography expert right here. So Thayne, can I ask you to answer that one for us?
Yeah, for sure. So again, I'm kind of rooting it in a use case. Let's say that you need to take a picture of like a transmission line or something like that, and need to very clearly see what is in that frame. So you can do maybe some machine learning on it to look for defects or anything like that. You're going to want focus of that image. And in order to get that to focus, if you just have a camera, it's going to be trying to do an autofocus thing, where it's looking at the image, it's doing some calculations based off of the bitmap there and trying to optimize, okay, how do I make this work properly? The problem there is that you can get delays, number one, or you can have this sort of searching issue where it's searching and trying to focus on the background, or it's trying to focus on this item that you're looking for. And then also in low light conditions or variable light conditions, you also might get this kind of hunting for the right focus problem. So a laser rangefinder fixes all that, because you can point the laser at whatever object or subject you're looking at, and then just get the distance and then tell that to the camera and say, hey, here's how far you need to focus. This is it. So you end up with this situation, again, where you don't have to compromise whether you want to fly in the low light or variable light situations. And if you want to be able to take pictures quickly, maybe you have a shot list you need to run through really fast. Time is money, so people always want to save time. So that's kind of how it can really help out.
Sensor fusion at its best. That brings us to the end of our webinar today. A huge thank you to Thayne Kollmorgen and the Freefly Systems team for sharing their expertise, and thank you for all of you for joining us today. I also want to extend a gratitude to the incredible Lightware team who made this launch possible. Your hard work and dedication has been invaluable in bringing this product to life. Special thanks to our engineers, our product and marketing team, our production team, and everyone behind the scenes who contributed to the success. We truly appreciate your efforts. As a thank you for attending, we're offering an exclusive discount for the GRF-500 for a limited time. We will be sending, there it is. The discount code is on your screen right now. We'll also send it to you on email if we have your registered email details. Please keep an eye out for it. We have a limited quantity of the first pre-production batch, so please don't delay in placing your orders. I don't want you to be disappointed. You will receive a recording of the session shortly as well. And if you have any further questions, please reach out to our sales and support team. They're ready to answer any question that you may have. Until next time, keep innovating, keep exploring, and most importantly, see without being seen with the Lightware GRF-500. Have a great day.